Okay, so now we're back to reality and back to work. It is time for a bit of meal prep. Now, I say meal prep, I'm still waiting to be paid, so it's more of a cupboard dive as to what we've got and what we can put together for the weekend. So we've got some instant noodles that we picked up while we were in Korea and we brought back with us. There is some leftover biryani, there's some leftover dal, and there are some leftover stovies. Now, it seems stupid to kind of throw these away or not include them because they're going to go off. So that is 4 meals already done. Woo! Booyah! It's a bit of a cheat, but ultimately it's sitting in the fridge. So, you know, they might as well get used. So because it's the two of us and it works out at two lunches and 2 dinners each that we'll need over the weekend, that is kind of half of what we've got. So to make up for the rest of it, I have got some pumpkin here. So when we came back, it was past Halloween, so they were all on sale and they were 20p. So yeah, I'm going to use that. So I've got some pumpkin, I've got some leftover pepper, and I've got some onion. Other than the pumpkin, they're all the kind of wonky veg from Morrison's, which is nice and cheap. So that's always a good option. I'm just chopping that up, and then I am saving the seeds as well because, you know, we can roast those and do something with them another time. And I'm going to season all the veg with some seasonal. Now, when I did the video for our kitchen, there's quite a lot of like seasoning and kind of, you know, that kind of stuff in the cupboards. And one of my friends did say, like, why don't you just not buy stuff for a bit and just use everything up? Ultimately, this is why, because there are going to be times when I'm going to need to kind of dive into the cupboard and use bits and bobs up. And it means that I can just grab things like, you know, seasonal from the cupboard and spice things up a little bit, literally and metaphorically. So with that, to avoid putting on the oven just for that kind of little tray of things, I've chucked it in the George Foreman. 5-10 minutes later, it is like this. So yeah, it came out really, really well actually. And like I say, it saves turning on the oven for something pretty small. The other thing I'm going to make is a soup. So again, this is using up all the veggies that I've got in the fridge. I've got another pepper, I've got some tomato, carrot, onion, and I'm just going to put that in some water, and I'm going to season that with some tom yum paste. And this stuff I love to have in the fridge because it is so versatile, and it's so tasty as well. It's got everything you need in it. Even though I do add some extra bits towards the end, it does have everything you need in it. It's got like chilies, garlic, onion, galangal, kaffir lime leaf. It's amazing. So what I'm doing is I'm just chopping up all the veg there so that can just boil away. I'm going to put half of the tomato in so I can use the other half of the tomato with the pumpkin that I've just roasted up, because that's going to go in a wrap in the end, because I've got a couple of wraps left and some other bits. But I'll leave half of that for the wraps and I'll put half of it in the soup. And I'm just going to put that in with some of the tom yum paste and bring it to the boil. This is really, really quick. Normally I put other things in it as well, but, you know, I'm using what I've got in the cupboards. To go with it, I've got some of this, which is bean curd. Now, someone, Pimlicat, said that these look like rawhide dog chews, which they do. But they are really good because they're quite dry and they don't go off very quick. But you put them in the soup and you can see they're already starting to kind of like unroll, and they're quite tasty. So they're long life, it's bean curd, it's quite a nice addition to a soup, so I'm quite the fan. I've put some extra soy sauce, garlic powder and kaffir lime leaves in there just because I quite like adding those. And these are some rice kind of flakes. And in the interest of being, you know, bargain basement with this, those rice flakes were actually free because they were in our local Chinese supermarket in the free to good home pile because they were kind of nearing the end of their sell by date. I think it might have passed by like a day. So, you know, they go into good use here because I'm using up odds and ends and they were free. So, yay, bargain, meal prep, waiting for payday, yay. So, you know, hopefully by the time this goes out I might have been paid, but you never know. And that's as simple as that, really. We've got the noodles, the biryani, the dal and the stovies, so all of the leftovers out of the fridge. And then we have got stuff to make wraps. So I've got 2 wraps left here. So these are the like seedy wraps from Lidl. I've got the leftover tomato and the roasted veg, the leftover spinach that I didn't put in the soup, and then I've also got some refried beans in the fridge, which, you know, that'll just bulk it out a bit more, give it a bit more flavour, makes it a bit more substantial. And then we have got the soup there. So that is everything. Yeah. Budget meal prep, waiting for payday. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Patreon for some special videos that you will not see on here. And we will see you again soon.